Start. Good luck tonight, by the way. Good job yesterday.
Oh, we all get in the chair on land.
Where did you start?
I did bottom one. And the elimination.
Did anybody do substitution except for Landon? All right, what's the first thing you did then? You're okay. Just if everybody else is doing it the other way. Yeah, take the first two equations. So if you take the first two equations, you can just go ahead and add them together because the z's are already opposites, so they will cancel each other out. So if you add those two equations together, okay, so these z's drop out. So if you add, you get 3x minus 4y equals, yes it is, -5. Now what do you do? Or what can you do? You do the bottom two equations. I don't care which two equations you do. I mentioned yesterday that I might pick the bottom one with the top one and why, Anna? Because they are opposite in sign. So if I pick the top and the bottom equation, I'm going to have to multiply the top one times what? 2. So if I multiply that top equation by 2, you get 2x minus 4y plus 2z equals -4. And the bottom equation is x plus y minus 2z equals 1. So if you group those together, the z's are going to cancel and you get 3x minus 3y equals -3. Then what do you do? I would put these two equations together. So if you put those two equations together, you have 3x minus 3y equals -3, and 3x minus 4y equals -5. So you would do elimination substitution there. How would you perform that? Take the bottom one times -1, so it's going to make this a negative sign. The second term changes to a positive, and the last term changes to a positive. So when you add them together, the x's drop out, and you get y is equal to 2. Now you need to find x and z. What are you going to do to find x and z? Put y equals 2 back into one of the equations. Which equation do you want? This bottom one? Which that one is the same. Did you use it with the positive and the negatives changed, or did you use it from here right here? So we're going to do 3x minus 4 times y, which is 2, equals -5. Can you see that color okay?
Yeah.
So you get 3x minus 8 is equal to -5. So if you add 8, you get 3. So x is equal to 1. So x should be 1, y should be 2. The original one, no, you do not have to go back and do the original. You could and then do elimination substitution again. You can. You can. Now what do you want to do? Or where do you go from there? Yeah, take both of those values back into an equation. And I would probably prefer this equation right here. Because if you look at that bottom equation, there's not as many coefficients, maybe. I don't know. I don't care which one of the equations you put it into. X is 1, y is 2, minus 2z equals 1 if you use the bottom equation. So you get 3 minus 2z equals 1. So if you move your 3 over, you get -2z equals -2. And if you divide by -2, z has a value of 1. So there's been 3 different things that we have worked with in this lesson. One of them involves elimination substitution, where you have fractions in an equation and decimals. So you need to remember how to get rid of those fractions, which is multiply everything by a common denominator. Another thing that we talked about, you had as the bell ringer yesterday, which was the square root of equations. I have no idea, but it was something that looked like that. And you needed to solve for x. So that's another new concept that you've had. And then the third one in this lesson deals with elimination substitution with 3 equations. I believe you've already started on this assignment.
I think it's probably the new one.
All right, you need to do on Monday. This is lesson set 6. I'm sorry. Do Monday. 1 through 15. It's on page 52.